Thank y'all for listening to the Southern Style Podcast. We appreciate y'all being here. I'm Michael Lee.
And this is Rick Henderson.
Here the hell we go. There's a 98% chance we do not have it together. Kind of like tornadoes hitting trailer park. There's a 98% chance that's happening.
That's a Southern thing, guys.
It's Southern is cornbread and biscuits.
Kyrgyzstan, like, the places that you kind of essentially...
Can you spell that?
Absolutely not.
I didn't think so.
Don't forget, we're from the South.
What?
cut off the chicken tongue.
Could you imagine walking you in here and have a damn 8-foot chicken in the corner?
I was thinking about putting him in the front yard.
This train wreck of a saga.
Yes.
Yep.
Hello.
Here we go again.
What episode are we on?
I don't know.
75?
Sure. Doubt it.
Welcome to episode a lot.
Yeah, whatever. It's really not a lot, actually. We've just been trying to limp along with this thing. But there's Rick. He's drinking again on the job. Yep.
Well, so here we are again. This is episode 12, actually.
12?
Yeah, it's 12.
You sure?
I'm positive.
9, 10, 11, 12.
But you know how my information comes.
Yeah, your skills are lacking, I would say.
I'm almost positive.
I'm
it's
gonna
12.
look now and see because I'm curious.
You guys have made it thus far. You've made it to 12, and so have we. And we appreciate all of you guys for hanging in with us. And
it is 12. You're
listening
right.
to us.
You were right, Rick. He got one thing right, Jason.
Now my chest is going to poke out, and he's never going to be able to shove it back down.
Yeah, like a banny rooster.
Banny rooster. Hey.
That's a Southern thing.
That is very
I'm just
Southern.
kidding. There's chickens everywhere. You know how it goes. Got to balance. It's all about balance, man.
Well, you got on to me for inventing hurricane, so you can't invent the chicken.
I've been at the egg, though. What came first?
We can talk the whole episode about that.
About what?
Food. You talk chicken and eggs, that just goes to making us hungry in the South.
Speaking of food, you went grocery shopping in Africa, didn't you?
I did, man. I sure did.
I've never been to Africa, and I don't know if I'll go. I might. I know you had a big time, and it's on my bucket list. But it's like I was talking to somebody yesterday, and they're like, "Man, it'd be fun to do that, but there's a bunch of stuff I want to do here first." So that's kind of
let me start off by saying this. I had this conversation with a guy too about he was kind of like that, but throw out everything that you think and you consider whatever. Just go. Good God. Just go. I'm telling you, throw it out. I don't care what else you got left. Make sure that Africa is a priority. If you're a hunter, especially from the South, you would absolutely love Africa. It was unbelievable.
Why especially from the South?
Because I feel like people from the South are more just hunters. I don't know. I'm sorry.
There you go.
You always calling me out, making me look like Mr. Separation.
He's a Southernist.
Michael said before we opened up on this one that I was a Southernist and I was hardcore Southern. I've never heard that before, but I guess it's coming out, showing my true colors on this podcast that I'm the true Southerner.
My thing is, if you're a hunter anywhere,
if you're a hunter, okay. Yeah. Let me start over. If you're a hunter anywhere, please go to Africa because it was eye-opening. Even
if you're not a hunter, go to Africa.
Well, that too, because Sherry, Sherry's not a big hunter. She's never really hunted until, her and I really started, getting together and whatnot. But I didn't even know. I literally looked at her about second or third day into this thing and I said, "Hey, where's Sherry? What'd you do with her?" It blew my mind. She was like,
"Did she shoot anything?"
Well, so she shot. We were trying to get her kind of, we put her at the range and we let her shoot a bunch and she was doing good, but she didn't want to get in the hot seat, miss, and foul up a deer. And I didn't want to be that guy to bring somebody and say, "Hey, let her shoot something." And, she's never really shot much. Yeah. So
practice on a squirrel first.
Yeah, that's where we're at with that. But next time, because we're definitely going back to Africa. It's a thing. I actually come into that thing thinking, okay, let's go in here, shoot a bunch of cool African animals, and have that experience, and we're done. We'll move on to something else. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to be able to. I am not going to be able to. I enjoyed it so much, and I don't think it was so much the hunting. Now, don't get me wrong, the hunting was fun, especially the kudu. That was literally elk hunting on crack. It was amazing. Sherry climbed a mountain.
Y'all look like y'all are in a totally different terrain than what I've seen of Africa.
Well, see, that's what was cool.
Like everything you see. Well, and I like I said, watching outdoor TV and being in outdoor TV forever, you see like it looks like a flat spot, brush, and a water hole, and you're just waiting on stuff to come in there and whack and stack.
Well, and going into that thing, that's what I had in my mind. Like, we're going to Africa, we're going to sit over a water hole. And here's the thing, we did. Like, we had some experiences like that. We'd done some hunting like that. But what was so cool, and what is so cool about Africa, it reminds me of Texas, obviously. I mean, that's kind of a given, I'm sure, for people that are, into hunting like us. It just reminded me of Texas, but there was so much diversity as far as like just landscape, because yes, when we done the kudu hunt, that was just literally like being in Montana or Colorado.
Yeah, like you had mountains and stuff, and you're spotting on the hillside.
Oh, it was amazing. But we done that, and then the bush buck thing that reminded me of hog hunting in the South.
Bush buck,
a bush buck.
What the heck is that,
man? You know what? I know now because I went and before going into that thing, I was trying to do a little bit of research on my animals to make sure. And even when we got out there, I was like, man, I didn't even know that existed.
So you need like flashcards to be like, okay, that's one of them. That's one. Oh, I know what a zebra is. I passed that in 5-year-old school there, and that's a giraffe and an elephant. And what is that? What is that? What is that?
When it comes to like the sure enough plain, what I consider the plains game, far as like the antelope, all the antelope species, it gets crazy. Like there's so much stuff there. But the bush buck's just kind of like he's about the size of our deer, maybe a little bit bigger, and he's part of the spiral slam. They call it the spiral slam.
Because it's got spiral horns on
just spiral. Well, and it's honestly, it's more about the rib on the horn. There's a bunch of stuff because you got like the sable, he looks more like a bighorn sheep with just like the rings on it. But anyways, the bush buck was kind of like hunting hogs in South Georgia. We were literally safari style, riding in some thick brush. I never shot one because I couldn't get a shot. I mean, they're really spooky. I mean, they stay in the shade, they stay in a real thick brush, and so I never got him. But
I gotta look this thing up.
Yeah, I mean, and all of them are really funky looking just because we don't hunt them, and we're used to whitetail, antlered animals, deer animals, whatnot. And but once you get out there and you start hunting some of this stuff, you find that they're just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, the kudu is the prettiest animal I think on the face of the planet. There's nothing prettier than a kudu. But we just had so many different variations of how we hunted, what made it so cool. We didn't just go sit in a stand all day waiting on animals to come by. We did a little bit of that, but we did safari style. We did spot and stalk style. We even did some drives. We even tried to drive the bush buck out on one end kind of thing. We had to do that on a few animals. But the safari stuff, just riding around on the truck, that's kind of basically how they do a lot of it in Africa, which it was fun. Don't get me wrong. It was super fun. I would prefer spot and stalk, but I'm glad we did it because we just got the full feel of Africa. But I mean, everything, man, it was 100% top notch. It was just an incredible time. I enjoyed every bit of it. We ended up killing 13 animals, and several of those animals I didn't plan on hunting and trying to get, but Cherry was like, oh, we got to have that. I mean, we walked into another guy's camp.
We're going shopping. Oh, let's pick one of those out. Okay, yeah, we got to have one of those.
And honestly, that's basically, I mean, I know a lot of people probably look down on the whole trophy hunting thing because basically that's what we're doing. But now,
no, stop. I was going to say, we ain't trophy hunters. Like everything that y'all shot was food.
I ate every animal other than the ones that we shot on the last day or so that wasn't being able to prep. But I ate every animal, and honestly, Sherry had the kudu, and she's not big into eating wildlife.
Well, she got to get over that.
Oh, I know, definitely. Now she does. Don't get me wrong. She likes the sausage and all that kind of stuff. But they cooked this kudu, and I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now, it was incredible. The only thing that I wish we could have ate was the zebra, because I remember that zebra in Texas. It was so. I tell people all the time, zebra's the best thing I've ever ate in my life.
I think, and that's the thing. Like when people think about these animals, they think you're like shooting zoo animals. Well,
no,
you didn't shoot a giraffe.
I did not.
You didn't shoot an elephant. You didn't shoot a lion. You didn't shoot a tiger.
No.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. You didn't shoot zoo animals.
Yeah.
All right. But with people, the misconception is they also think that when you go to Africa and places like that, these are zoo animals that are hand fed and all this stuff. That's
no.
not the case. Like you're in their wild, natural environment. They're crazy as a sprayed roach.
They're very crazy. And tough.
But I'm saying they're scared. Like they're wild animals. They're not tame. You're not shooting. So that's the thing. When people think of a zebra, they think, oh man, that's just a pretty striped horse, and they think of domesticated animals and stuff like this. First off, the places I've been here in the United States that have zebras, they're the meanest freaking thing. They will tear you up. Yeah. Like you don't go try to pet a zebra. You don't even get close to them.
Yeah,
they're mean as crap.
Very mean. Very.
Because when we were turkey hunting in Texas, and one of the ranches had some zebras on it, and our buddy Matt out there, Matt's like, do not even get close to these things. Like they will kill you.
Marty
they will kill you.
You.
Yeah, they will kill you. So. That's a big misconception with hunting in general. People think, oh, these are cute little animals. Dude, these things are wild. They will hurt you bad. And on the flip side of that, you're not shooting these things for the fun of killing something. You're shooting them for food.
Yeah.
Like you ate what you killed, or at least some of it. The rest of that, guess what? There's a bunch of other people in Africa that are eating right now because of Rick.
And I found out this too. They dumped the guts out of one animal on the ground, and I said, where do y'all dispose the guts? I mean, do y'all use those, to attract leopard? Because there are a lot of leopards out there, and they said no, nothing goes to waste. And I was like, okay, all right. What about lung? Right? I mean, nobody ever. They eat lung. They eat lung.
They eat every part of it.
They fight over the tongue. Like the help there. I mean, but here's the thing though. Johnny, the guy that runs the whole outfit, I mean, he eats all that stuff too. Like, I mean, so.
Well, I'm sure if everything's prepared right, I mean,
I got one for you. And I literally thought of you when we done this. Okay, so
I'm touched.
Yeah,
yes.
I did. I thought of you, and I told Sherry. I said Michael would love to do this. I don't know if he would or not, but so ceviche, right? Yeah. You take the fish and you cook it with lemon. Well, you don't really cook it. You cure it with the lemon juice.
You just use the acidity in the lemon and lime juice to make the fish somewhat not cooked, but yeah, whatever.
We done that with the eland. The big, 18, that animal weighed 1,800 pounds. That's huge. But we did that with the eland, and we did it with one of the springbucks. So they took orange and they soaked this meat, raw meat. They sliced it kind of thin and put that orange on top of it. Oh my god!
Well, have you ever had like tartare?
I think I have.
They cut up fine cut of steak and beef and in the little chunks, and they make a little mold out of it and season it and all that. That's great. It's awesome.
So is that with citrus juice how they do that?
I don't even know how they prepare it, but it's raw meat that is prepared with a seasoning and juices or whatever on it. I mean, it's kind of the same thing but different, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
it was phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, if you like honestly, it's not like even eating a rare steak. It's different.
It's different than that. Yeah. Because I've actually got to where now, like if we go to a restaurant for a steak, I'm saying rare. I mean, just rare. No rare.
Well,
plus,
most time they overcook.
They can't get it right, anyways.
Most time they overcook because they're trying to be on the safe side and cover their butt. But
but
the flip side of that is they just ruin a good piece of meat.
I wish that the United States, because it's all us. I mean, Africa don't care, but I wish I could have packed up all those tenderloins and back straps, maybe even a ham or two, and I would have brought all the meat home with me because all of it was phenomenal.
You can't get the meat back. Like they can't send it over here?
You cannot.
Like USDA won't allow
They will not allow it to come over here. And even with the heads, like with the capes and all that stuff has to be treated and then do all these things to it. So I mean, they're real hard on us, and you can't import. I want to say from South Africa, which is the country we were in, you can't import a line hyena. There's a bunch of things that you can go kill, no problem. You can go hunt them and kill them, but you can't bring them back to the United States. And those are just little things that they're getting their foot in the door and trying to stop, people from hunting, which is absurd. I wish there was something that we could do to enlighten all the people that are against hunting.
I'm with crazy. I'm with you on that, man. Because it's a daily battle on social media. Like, not even a battle. It's just I get hate comments every day. Like YouTube's the number one. Facebook and YouTube are probably top two of you suck. I hate. I like literally yesterday or this morning I read a comment on our Facebook page on Backwoods Life. This lady said, "I hate you hunters," and I'm like, why? What? I mean, like, we're just out there grocery shopping. That's really what we're doing. We're out there getting our meat, putting it in the freezer, feeding our families, our friends, giving it to people that in need that need food. We give a lot away. I don't understand. It's no. I mean, I get it. If you're straight vegetarian or vegan or whatever, and you just don't want to eat meat, that's fine. I respect your point. You can not eat meat, but that's not my choice. So don't come attack me for doing what I'm legally doing. And I don't know about y'all, but like that little thing, Genesis 27:3. I mean, tells you to go hunt. That
we have total.
No, it's not the dominion. It's to take thy bow and thy quiver and hunt wild game for me. Yeah. So God's telling us to bow hunt. Okay, just right there in the book.
Well, that lady, I hate to say it, she probably has never read that book. Maybe,
and I'll be honest with you, I think that's a lot. And a lot of the stuff I get is from other countries, especially India. Like you're not supposed to kill animals at all.
They have cows walking around everywhere.
I don't know what they eat in India.
And they're starving in the country.
What do they eat? Like what is it? Hummus? That what they eat? Yeah. We're gonna grind up some chickpeas and have us a little barbecue or something. I don't know. I mean, I'm not knocking India.
I hate her using the word hate.
Yeah, I know. I don't hate anybody.
Because I don't hate you. Like, even though you're saying that you hate us. No, I'm saying her.
Oh, yeah, like, we don't hate her.
She says, I hate you hunters. Well, we don't hate you. I just wish you would give me the opportunity to just talk to you and let you know.
But that's the thing. That's the problem with the world we live in.
They're closed ears.
I know we're getting off topic a little bit, but my point, but it does resonate with hunting in Africa too, because people think you're going down there and you're shooting zebras and lions and tigers and you're taking a picture and then dumping them in a gut pile, and that's not the case.
Not the case.
Like all these animals that you went down there and hunted, you ate some, but you like all these people that they can't go to the grocery store and buy $300 worth of groceries like we can. They have to survive. Like there's villages down there that like a big thing about elephants. So a lot of people don't understand why people elephant hunt. Their elephants go in and destroy crops, right? And they're strictly managed. You can't just go shoot an elephant.
No, like everything's dictated.
It's all
fully
regulated down there. But they destroy these villages. I mean, they kill people. Like they attack people.
I guarantee you they can.
When that old bull elephant is past his prime and he's just over there mean and hungry, he will destroy anything and everybody. Yeah. All right. So they pick those kind of animals. This thing's a dangerous. It's got to go. But when they shoot that thing, that village eats for months on an elephant, and it feeds so many people. Instead of that animal just dying out in the wild and raptors and hyenas and whatever feeding on that thing. It gets to actually feed people. And they
celebrate. The people, the locals there will literally celebrate, and they're so happy. Like when we would gather up, the animal, and we would take it back to camp, and these guys, and even so the women there, they're just smiling from ear to ear. I mean, they're ready to, get this animal treated, and they're getting food. I mean, it was incredible, and they're so freaking nice. Everybody was really nice. Just all the whole 100%, every aspect of that trip. It just take the hunting out of the equation. Everything was amazing,
right? And that's the thing. It's and just bring that back home here. We should celebrate the hunt the same way. Because how many hunting camps have you and I been? We've been in several hunting camps together, and you and I high five and celebrate as much as anything. When we shoot.
I'm fixing to go ham.
But my thing is, I've been in hunting camps where, Like you kill a deer and you bring it back to camp and people just come and look at it and go, okay, that's cool, man. Like man, like no, we're fixing to have fun tonight. Like we may not even hunt tomorrow morning. We're gonna have us a good time tonight because we're gonna celebrate the harvest, to kill and reap the benefits.
Yeah.
You know, when I was growing up at deer camp, and I probably said this in a past podcast, like we had 10 or 15 people in our hunting camp, whatever, and we had us a big ass single wide trailer camp, you know, and campfire and skinning rack and all that. If you shot a deer on Saturday night, them backstrap were going on the grill.
Oh, absolutely.
Like that was a gift, and we're celebrating the hunt. Man, good job, Rick. Man, I'm so glad we got the bacon out. We're wrapping backstrap, throwing them on the grill, and we eat them things till we're sick because that's why we're there.
Well, and I think what's happened in the United States versus like say Africa and other countries is we've almost like commercialized
100%
the whole hunt, and a lot of that
but Africa has too now. They're capitalized on the dollar.
Now, as far as dollar going to hunt, I mean, I don't blame them at all. Like that's a good income for them. That's a big industry over there as far as hunting. But what I'm getting at is just take a deer camp and you know, or anywhere in the United States, and you kill that deer, and everybody goes in there looking at it and saying, you know, what's he score? What's he score? Like,
don't matter.
It does not matter. And I you know what, I appreciated that in Africa. I got away from United States, the whole what's he score, we just you know.
Well, the thing with it is you go shoot a kudu, nobody knows, like people in Africa know that if that's a big one or not. But like here, you're like, man, you got a big kudu. It could have been a small kudu. Nobody's gonna know.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's not something that we obsess over here.
But it relieved my hunt of that commercialized. Exactly. How much does he score?
Well, just like this. So you and I are going on an all dad hunt next week. We're leaving late next week, going to Texas all dad hunting, right?
Yeah.
There, you know, and the all dad. According to what I understand, I've never shot one.
We've had this conversation.
Some people are like, I think anything over 30 inches is considered like a big all dad.
Okay.
All right. So if he's 29 or 31, that's 2 inches. Yeah. I don't know. I don't care. Like at the end of the day, I when I started hunting at 9, 10, 11 years old, when I could actually go and tote a gun whenever my dad started.
Was an awesome kill.
It did not matter.
I know.
It did not matter.
And I miss those days.
And I do too, man. I mean, and you know, we got our hunting land and all that. And my only rule on that is let's try to shoot deer that are mature, not because I think that's like, we're trophy hunting. But if I'm going to shoot something, I want to shoot someone I'll be proud of. But two, if you shoot 3, 4, 5-year-old deer or older, it's going to be a bigger deer. You're going to get more meat off of it.
I'm for that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like if you shoot that 1.5-year-old deer, you know, I'm not saying you're not going to be proud of it.
Right.
But I mean, you're going to shoot this thing, and when you clean it, you're going to have like 4 sandwiches. You know what I mean?
40 pounds of meat.
That's my point. And again, if you're hunting for food, you shoot whatever you want to. I don't care. I'm not going to judge you.
Just stay legal.
But with all that being said, like Africa, going back to that, you're not going over there just shooting everything you see.
No, we had to salt out. I mean, we let a lot of kudu go. We let a lot of eland go. We let a lot of springbuck go. Like we had to. I'll tell you one that was for sure is when we got down to the last animal. Sherry wanted to shoot a wildebeest. I never really cared much for a wildebeest, but once we got out there, they had one mounted in the camp, and Sherry was like, "That's beautiful." And I thought the same thing. The animals just unbelievable. All the animals are so pretty, but we rode for probably a full day trying to find a respectable, good, older class kind of a wildebeest.
That's my point.
Yeah.
When you're over there hunting, you're not just going and shooting the first wildebeest.
We're definitely not shooting that.
You're shooting older, like they're selective harvesting out of the herd.
Yes.
Like this is the one we need to get out.
Exactly.
Like this was an old mature, whatever that.
And this is what I told Johnny, the guy that runs the place. I told Johnny, I said, going into this thing, I said, Johnny, I just need you. Obviously, I don't know anything about African, size and be judging and stuff like that. I said, I need you to make sure that we shoot respectable animals. Like we're not shooting. I don't want to shoot no young animal, stuff like that. So he's like, yeah, I mean that's a given. Like, why are you even kind of telling me this?
Well, that's the thing. And from a management standpoint, and that's what we're doing as hunters. We're managing the herd of whatever it is, whether it's deer, elk,
it's a conservation thing,
antelope, whatever. Like it's so you don't go out there and just mow them down. You don't shoot everything. You go out there and you selective harvest. And people don't like the term harvest because they think it's like harvesting crops. Well, somewhat it is. You are, but we're killing and selecting the ones that are the right ones that can't need to go.
Yeah.
Or they're like, well, why do you want to shoot the biggest buck? Why don't you want to let him breed so that by the time he's 4 or 5 years old, he's done poured the coal to a lot of them. What people don't realize is a lot of times while them two mature bucks are over here fighting, that spike's railing the doe. Yep. Becky's done got popped over here by Pee Wee. Hi, good job, guys.
But a lot of people they see that big 10 point that scores high and they go, that's my breeder. I want him to. But like you said, he's done had. I mean, by the time he reaches there, he's 5, 6 years old. He's already bred that long, and that DNA was still in him then.
And then at the same time, the doe has more to do with it than the buck as far as antler size and all this stuff. We're not going to get into deer genetics, but at the end of the day, yes, the older, more mature deer, they usually tend the doe, protect the doe, breed the doe, the more dominant. But that could be a 5-year-old 8 point. It could be a 5-year-old 6 point, not that 10 point that's out there.
Yeah.
So there's a whole lot of this that
teenagers run harder.
Again, at the end of the day, not even that. I mean, they're just the age of the deer doesn't mean what his rack's going to be.
Exactly.
Yeah. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But with all that being said, from a hunting standpoint, like there's a lot of thought that goes into a lot. And another thing that this pisses me off when people go, "Oh, you just sitting in the shooting house drinking beer, you slob." You know what I mean? And stuff like that. I'm like, you don't know me. Like you're judging.
No,
I got into it on Twitter last week. I finally just blocked this chick, and like she's just straight anti, and like just talking like she's like bashing me for hunting or whatever. And then when I come back, I'm like, okay, Karen, thanks for your soapbox derby here. Just you need to calm your jets. We're good over here. Like I don't know what your deal is. And then she comes back. Oh, I see that you're fat. And I'm like, well, first off, I don't think I'm fat. Number one, I said I'm 6'3", 245, 250 with 195, 200 pounds of lean mass. I think I'm
pretty good.
I think I'm a pretty good boy. You know what I mean? But then like I go on her page and like she's got one profile picture where you can barely see her face and everything else is unicorns and puppy dogs. You're like, yeah, you're hiding behind the keyboard.
Yeah,
go away.
They might not be a woman.
Like your life is so miserable that you're gonna. That's my point. Like when you really try to talk rationally with some of these people, oh, you're fat. Like that's the best you can come up with.
Yeah, no. I mean, but I'm not gonna be throwing shade and going after and trying to hurt somebody's feelings. I just it does irritate me and probably every other southern or northern hunter, anybody, like just kind of our, the way we are. I mean, it does hurt our feelings, but we're not lashing out at y'all.
It may poke me a little bit, like poke me with a toothpick. You know what I'm saying? It ain't poking me with a pitchfork.
Yeah.
You're poking me with a toothpick, and I go, okay, cool, that's fun.
Yeah, but you're never gonna get that whole just going off and like, no, I'm not doing that. You're not getting that out of me.
The only thing that really sets me off with people on social media stuff, like commenting on hunting, is when they start attacking, our kids or wives or parents. I posted a video of my dad one time. People started attacking him because he's sitting in a shooting house, and I was like, "Look, man, y'all don't know my dad. Like, he's 70-something years old. He's earned the right to sit in a shooting house."
Well, I'm wondering what shooting house companies like Redneck and Binks or all them places like that. Wonder what their revenue is. I mean, because obviously there's a lot of people buying them.
It's just the people that have nothing better to do with their life but try to break people down. Just like the people that we post your Africa stuff. People are going to attack that.
Well, I was going to tell you this, that I put that up on Facebook and Facebook ain't, I mean, it's there now. So I go to try to put it on TikTok. They banned it.
No, TikTok won't allow
They won't let it out on there.
You can't show anything getting shot. You can't show anything dead. You can't show a gun.
Well, I learned that. I'm new to TikTok.
Yeah, don't just let me do TikTok with everybody on TikTok watching Southern style guys here. We're just going to show me and Rick talking, so you don't have to worry about anything else.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah,
it's working so far, so we're just going to roll with that.
Well, I mean, that was just my own, so I got on TikTok solely just to read the comments for Southern style, because just to have a good good laugh. But I you know, I don't have anything on there, but I thought, you know, I just got back from Africa. We made this little scissor reel kind of thing, this little filler video, and I'm going to put it up on, let my friends see it. Yeah, they kicked it off. I mean, no good there. But what was crazy though is when we boarded the plane to go across the big pond, the pilot come over the intercom thing and he said, well, guys, brace yourself for Delta's longest flight on the planet. Like, you don't get any longer than this flight, or one of the longest or whatever. But we were on that plane for like 15, 16 hours.
Yeah,
straight.
I mean, I need a camper.
Well, we kind of did have a little.
Like, they hook one up behind the plane. We can just fly up and
have our own little beds and all. But that's kind of what, you know, we did the Delta One thing, and I highly suggest if you fly more than about 6 or 8 hours, I would do that, because I know I would have had anxiety sitting in a regular seat.
Jason, that's rich people problems now.
No.
Yeah, here you go. You Delta One, you need to get your reclining bed and your mint on your pillow. You can't sit in the back with the rest of us.
I'm going to tell you what now. I'll say it in a heartbeat that they were kind of expensive, but I'm so thankful we done that, man.
No, I can understand that.
It was crazy.
Because I flew from Atlanta to New York to Paris, and that was a 10-hour or whatever flight on that, and I sat in regular seat, you know, because, you know, I was 18 and broke, so I just want to go on this trip. So anyway, that wasn't fun, but hey, I survived. At 40 something, that probably wouldn't be near as much as
I would have made it. There's no way I would have made it. And even with us having that, we were still kind of like, you know, stowed up, sore, and just like kind of jet lag.
Well, I'd have popped me some Benadryl, buddy. I'd have slept for 15 hours.
Well, we did. The good thing about that is when you fly that trip, most of them are, you know, through the night, and I guess they do that on purpose. But, you know, you get in that plane and you're pretty much beat from that day just trying to get there or whatever, you know, and you've had a day. But by the time you get in that seat and you lay it down, man, I slept. I think going out there, I slept 14 of the 15 hours.
I wonder how loud you snored on that plane.
I told Sherry, I said, these people are going to hate me. They're going to hate me.
I bet nobody on that plane slept with Rick on that thing. Holy, I didn't think about that, dude. That son of a gun right there will bring the roof down.
I did. When I laid down, I said, heaven help these folks right here.
I hope they all had noise canceling headphones on while they were sleeping, buddy.
Well, they give you like little headphones right there, but they weren't noise canceling.
If you're on a plane, you need just take my eardrums out for about 15 hours. However long he's going to sleep, I don't want to hear nothing.
But I did meet there was a couple that sat right there by us, that they were coming back from Africa, and they were from Mississippi. They're from like that Delta area. He's got some good deer and all. We showed pictures, like shared pictures. He was just I'm talking about good old boy, you know, like, and he'd killed him a leopard, and she killed a buffalo. I mean, and they're old. They were a lot older than us. Not a lot, but maybe 10 years older than us. But we cut up with them, and before we got done talking, I said, "Hey guys, I'm sorry about what y'all probably going to hear right here when I go to sleep." He said, "I'm right there with you, buddy. I want to compete with you."
Oh my God!
But it just, I mean, unreal. Like if anybody is wanting to go to Africa, I highly suggest going to do it. It was an amazing experience, and I'm glad I did it. I'm so glad I did it.
There you go, boys and girls. Southern went to Africa. I guess that's really south.
You know, that's way south.
So are they the real Southerners or us?
I tell you what, they're competing hard with us, because not only do you go on the other kind of side of the planet, you know, where you know, we left summer and we're going to, well, we left essentially kind of what's supposed to be fall, us a little bit.
What, here?
Getting close to fall.
No, bro, it's freaking summer.
Well, summer.
We've got 2 seasons, summer and not summer.
We went from summer to winter, because we went on the, you know, the other side, and then we went from, you know, north equator down to
you went from the northern hemisphere to the southern hemisphere. Yeah,
everything was
that geography.
Totally. Yep. Landscape. Here we go.
Were y'all at the beach with hurricanes?
You know what? They do have hurricanes. But they're called typhoons when they're on the other side of the planet, right?
Not even in Africa?
Even in Africa. It's all typhoons.
No, it depends on what ocean they're in.
Yeah, I think it does.
Is that what it is?
It's either east or west.
Oh.
Yeah.
But anyways, it's way down there, like we're close to Antarctica. But they
should have went ice fishing then. You could have caught a lot of ice down there.
But they're not cold down there.
Yeah, but Antarctica's got a lot of ice. You could have caught a bunch.
I think it's a pretty good trip from where we're at to
I'm
Antarctica.
going to agree with that.
But
yeah.
it's a lot closer than where we are right now.
Yeah, but we're closer to the North Pole.
Well, they're closer to Antarctica than we are to the North Pole, I'm pretty sure. Because I got looking.
Well, I mean, we're not close to any of it in Georgia.
Well, that's true. That's true. But a lot further
I'm
south.
so buying him a globe for Christmas. He's going to have a big, giant globe right here. So when we're talking, he can walk over there and be like, oh, that's where that's at.
Right next to the 10-foot metal chicken.
You ain't lying. We got a chicken and a globe.
Chicken
That's
globe.
what's happening. All right. Well, thank y'all for listening to episode 12, Rick's African Adventure and Hunting Extraordinaire. For the anti-hunters that watch this, we do apologize, but we're not going to hide who we are. And we don't
Absolutely
expect
not.
you to hide who you are. Just don't attack us, and we won't attack you. Everybody's happy. It's part of the food chain and the life cycle. So,
We love all y'all.
yeah, we don't hate anybody. So until next time.
We'll see you guys next one.
Thank y'all for listening. Please tune in to the rest of this train wreck of a saga.
Yes.
I roll for you. Not in that way.